Hey strong siders. Today's video we're going to do a continuation from our overhead press mechanics from last week. Today we're going to look at the muscles that are actually involved to help move that arm overhead. So if we look at these pictures, we're actually taking a look at the back. That weird squiggly line down the middle, that's going to be your spine. The triangular shape is your shoulder blade, and the straight thing with the ball at the end, that's your arm. So when your shoulder or arm is down, we're going to have short rhomboids, short levator scap, short teres minor, and a short lats. The lat and the teres minor, they're going to be helping bring the arm towards the shoulder blade, not necessarily bringing the shoulder blade over towards the spine, so they're not technically involved with the downward rotation of the scapula. Okay, let's look at upward rotation now. So when the shoulder blade moves out to the side, we're going to have the upper trap shorten, the lower trap shorten, and the serratus anterior, which wraps around your ribs, shorten. This is going to help bring that arm overhead and to upwardly rotate the scapula. If the scapula does not upwardly rotate, we are going to have a hard time bringing that humerus overhead. So let's imagine what's going to happen here. If we have short, weak muscles in this left picture, they're not going to allow that arm or shoulder blade to move. So that might be where some of this functions from if you can't get your arm overhead properly. Alright, to give you an idea what this looks like in motion, as the arm raises up, the shoulder blade slides out to the side and towards the front, and then comes back to center. You can imagine if you have a very stiff, glued down shoulder blade, it's going to be really hard to move that arm through its full range of motion. That shoulder blade needs to move. Alright, let's talk about how this relates to overhead movements. So if you're going to press overhead, and we find that you have impingement or pain, or you notice that your arm internally rotates as it goes overhead, or you find you just can't quite get your arms right overhead, there's a good chance that something here on the left is being held really tight and short. It could be that the muscle is weak, it could be that it's overdeveloped, it could be that there's just an imbalance between all of them compared to the ones that are going to help with the upward rotation. That lat's going to hold the arm down, the teres minor is going to hold the arm down, the rhomboid is going to hold the middle of that scapula close to the spine. That usually doesn't happen though because we sit hunched over, which pushes it to the outside. The levator scap and the teres minor are probably the most likely culprits. You could have a really weak lower trap. You could have a really weak serratus anterior, forcing the upper trap to do all the work. So you've got a really stiff upper neck. It could be because it's doing all the work for you. So if you've got trouble with your overhead position, check to see if you have anything tight and short that's on the left. Check to see if you have anything weak that's on the right. I really suggest getting in for an assessment somewhere with somebody that knows what they're talking about. Get a few things tested out. Neuroconnect therapy is a great option for this to find out if you have something underregulated or overregulated. Get assessed, get yourself fixed, get pressing overhead. Have fun, strong siders.
Do